Okay, we're here today interviewing Pam Samash, and here's some pictures of her children. And here's Pam right here, and we're just going to ask her what she thinks about the local push for a Nenana borough and why she thinks that.
Well, thank you for this moment to speak. I'm a Nenana resident. I've been here since 2004, and I cannot believe this is even happening. Nenana is a great place to live, and the people are wonderful, but all of a sudden this idea has come about that we're supposed to have a borough, and supposedly it's for this reason. The state wants us to be a borough, or we might get annexed. There's this threat or that threat, but the reality is I don't see that any of these threats are really real. I think what's I think there's an agenda. I don't know. I can speculate. I've heard a lot of rumors, and I've done a lot of research, and I have a pretty good idea what some of the agendas are. There's actually a few agendas going on here, but the borough is a terrible idea for our community. First of all, there's only 700 of us approximately. We can't afford to pay the taxes that will be inflicted on us if we do become a borough. We don't have enough of us to spread out the kind of money that we will be penalized with if we become a borough. We will be paying significant property taxes. The study group, Scheinberg, that's involved in doing the study for this, in my opinion, is not trustworthy. For one thing, they're affiliated with ICLEI, and this is an offshoot of Agenda 21, and I'll just let you research that. But that's with some global warming issues, and anyway, I feel that they're nothing but trouble, and that they're have their own agenda, which is to make us a borough one way or the other. They're gonna, if we're not feasible, they're gonna find a way to make us feasible in their paperwork. There is a meeting tonight, and that'll be very interesting to see how those questions and answers come up, and if they'll even give us a real chance to even talk. I have found other cities that have gone through what we're going through, one of which is Skagway, that, like us, does not have very many residents. They really should have never become a borough, and they did, and they're suffering. In Ketchikan, they became a borough. They have a lot more residents than us, and their school has lost $61 million since they became a borough because of penalties inflicted on them by the state. They're losing somewhere in the neighborhood of $30,000, what is it, a year?
A day.
A day. And which 10% of our school has 10% of the student population that Ketchikan does, which would mean, you know, if you look at this mathematically, that the 10% we would lose is $3,000 a day. Our school cannot lose $3,000 a month, let alone a day, and it's absolutely going to devastate and destroy our community. Just that alone, because the school provides a significant amount of jobs in our community, and we cannot afford to lose any jobs. Not even one person can lose their job at Nenana School. We need all those teachers working. We have about 200 students. I believe that if this becomes a borough, the taxes will make this place impossible to live, and I believe they will lose students. I know they will, because we'll probably be one of them, and because we won't be able to afford it here. So not only will they be penalized, but they'll start losing students, and they make money with their students. So I think that the school is thinking that this is a borough would help them, but in reality, according to the research I've done from other towns that thought exactly the same thing, the borough is actually going to destroy them. It's going to destroy their population, their student population, and it's going to destroy it's going to destroy them with taxes. And I don't think our community is going to survive. And I'm almost wondering if that's not one of the agendas, to be honest with you. But that's something that I need to research further. But I'm not a mathematician, and just based on the little bit I know, I don't see that our community will survive this. I think our community will be destroyed. I think that the people of our community will move away because they can't afford the taxes, and they will end up crowding into cities where there's work and they can pay rent on an apartment or things like that. They're going to get desperate. I don't know what they're going to do, but I know they can't afford that. A lot of us have quite a bit of acreage, and so when they tax, they're going to tax on the size and the worth and the value of the property. The reason that we're living out here is because we're not paying taxes, so we can live a free life on our land. That's what makes this place wonderful and the people unique. This would change all of that, and it would ruin the whole reason of living in Ananda to begin with. Financially, it would destroy us, and it would destroy the whole purpose of living here. We would be paying for not just school penalties, we would be paying for the services for plowing and things of that nature, and I don't know where they think they're going to get this money. We're not millionaires. You know, there's not a whole, other than Clear Air Force Base, the school, and Crowley, which is only part-time during the year, there's really not a whole lot of income pouring into Nenana. They're looking for natural gas. Have they found it? Who knows? When? Who knows? 10 years down the road? 5 minutes from now? I don't know. But you can't, you know, that's not a sure base of income. And who knows who they'll hire? For all we know, they'll hire people from Canada. I mean, we don't know what they're going to do if they have jobs. We can't start a borough based on what they might find and who they might hire, and, you know, that's... in my opinion, Scheinberg and Associates should be fired. I didn't think that at first. I thought the best. I wanted to think the best. But now that I've researched that they're with ICLEI and their record with other villages and towns that are small like ours, and the outcome of forming boroughs, I don't trust them anymore. I know that they have an agenda. I know that I don't believe that I can trust this company. I don't believe they're neutral. As a matter of fact, I know they're not neutral. And in my opinion, a $75,000 grant, which is what they got, they should have, it should be to a neutral company, not a company with an agenda. And these people have a clear agenda. And if they have an agenda, then they shouldn't be using state money. It should be neutral. And so they're, to me, in my opinion, they're not qualified to even do this study. I think we would have better results with a homeless guy off the streets than Scheinberg and Associates, because at least he's or she would be would be neutral and would not have anything to lose or gain, and so they would do an honest study. They would not without anything in it for him, and you know, that's just my thoughts on Scheinberg. I think that tonight at the meeting we should just ask them to leave and tell them they're fired, because they don't meet the requirements of a good study group, a trustworthy study group. And said the $75,000 going to this could be going to something so much more valuable, you know, like our school or schools, any school suffering in the state that just needs help, or could go to helping fund why king salmon are disappearing or anything, you know. But it shouldn't go to Scheinberg and Associates, that's for sure. I mean, of all the places to put $75,000, I believe this is the very last place that it should go to. You know, I'm going to go to this meeting. This is affecting my family. You know, we have 2 children living with us, one that's grown up. And we have, you know, to pay mortgage. Fuel costs are high. We have to pay Teamsters dues. Our medical insurance is going up to $700 more a month. We don't have any more money. I mean, it just doesn't exist. You know, even if I went to work right now, I'm a stay-at-home mom. If I went to work, we would just be in a different tax bracket. When Obamacare came through, we would just be taxed so much of our check, it would be worthless to work anyway. we've actually checked into that. We're actually making more money with me not working, with taxes. And it's just going to get worse next year and the year after. So, me leaving my infant child with some daycare person and working is not the answer either. And I don't understand why I should have to work, or we should have to be forced to make more money to pay taxes on a borough that we never even wanted. The people have spoken in our community that they don't want a borough. I'm not alone. Nobody wants a borough that lives out here on the highway. You know, people out here are just trying to survive with the means that they have. The only people that I know of that really want a borough are maybe some people on city council, or people that they don't understand. They haven't done the research. They think that good things are coming. They don't understand that they don't understand the penalty fees that they're going to face. They haven't done the research to the extent that I have. I really believe that, because the research I've done, it's just going to destroy us. So, I think that the people, other than those particular groups of people, the majority of us have spoken. We don't want a borough, and our voices should count. We're taxpayers. We work. We have families. We've lived here. Some people have lived here for 2 or 3 generations. Why don't their voices count? They said they don't want a borough. We've said we don't want a borough. And so we shouldn't. This subject should be ended. The city council should be responsive to our needs and our wants as our representatives, and they did pass a resolution in 2009 that they want to form a borough. They should end that resolution and discontinue that, and this Scheinberg should be fired, and this money should be sent back to the state to go to a better cause. Those are my thoughts about the borough in Nenana in 2013.
Okay. That was pretty good, Pam. Now, the reason why I'm interviewing you, and I actually want the baby in the picture here, because what gets lost in this conversation so often is that we're talking about real people here. This isn't just some number on a piece of paper, or or some political theory here. This is real people, real families with real real paychecks and real bank accounts and real bills. And so what would you say to people? How would you respond to people who say, Pam, you're not paying your fair share. You're a mooch. You're mooching off the city of Nenana? Because this is something that's actually been said in city council meetings and some of these public meetings by people who want a borough. And that somehow you're leeching, or you're taking something but you're not giving back. Would you find that insulting, or a misrepresentation of the facts?
Well, I find it ignorant. First of all, it's kind of sad that people would say that about us, because the people in Nenana are actually generally a pretty close community, and we all contribute. We go to each other's birthday parties, baby showers, funerals, weddings. We all have our own contributions. We financially, my child goes to the public school. They get money because my child attends. A lot of these people who homeschool, they get the Cyberlink through the Cyberlinks program, and they get money, which is directly contributes to Nenana economy. People work in Nenana. That contributes to Nenana. They're employees. And that's what makes this town, when you have somebody show up for work every day and keep the school going and the library going and the store going and the gas station going, that's part of Nenana. And the visitor center, and we pay our taxes. My husband, he works full-time job at the local Air Force Base, and we pay taxes. I do animal rescue in the community. When I haven't this year because I'm paying off medical bills, because this beautiful baby was pretty hard to come by, and so we're trying to pay off some pretty significant medical bills. But once And she's got to get a little bit older, but when she's older, I'll be, starting up animal rescue again. And I try to help with veterinary issues in my community. And so when people who say that we are sucking off, I believe those are outsiders, because we, the people inside of our community, know that we're all here for each other. And financially, we contribute by paying taxes, and we work. And I just think that the only people that would say a statement like that would be somebody who just doesn't know us at all. They don't know what our lifestyle is like. They don't know what we contribute to. It's ignorance, and it's a very sad and mean thing to say.
Yeah, it seems to be very divisive, because if we really look at the finances of the city of Nenana, we've looked at their books, and actually the city government of Nenana has been sucking off the taxpayer, because the city of Nenana actually spends more money than it produces in its own tax base. And so the city of Nenana gets federal funding, state funding, that people outside the city of Nenana pay into. So, well, so just one last question, and it can be try to keep it short, but a real simple question. Does this actually, frighten you or make you worry about the future of your family, this borough issue?
Yes, I try not to be frightened or worried, because I believe in Jesus, and I believe that He's the King of all things, including money, and that He will see us through. But sometimes if you look at the math and not at Jesus, it's very scary, because the math says there's no way to get through this. There is no way that people can afford it. There's not enough of us. And even if we join with another city, we'll still carry the load on our shoulders, because we are the ones working. And a lot of these other cities have other ways of getting money. So, and Denali, there's been talk about Denali, joining with Denali, but the thing is, Denali is not interested in that idea, because they're trying to make it with tourism, and they have enough for their people. But adding on our school, living center, and our people, I think that would be a huge burden to them, and I don't think they could afford it. So if I look at it mathematically, it's very frightening. And I don't know what we're going to do. I don't want to move. I love this house. I've never had a house of my own. This is my very first house I've ever had. And it was, we put, 8 years, or I don't even know how many years now, since 2000. But we've put so much into this house, and there's so much love that has been in this house, and so many memories. I don't want to leave it. I don't want to, I don't want to pack up. I don't want somebody else to live here. I want to live here. I want to raise my kids here. And so, yes, if I look at the math, it's terrifying. And it's overwhelming, actually. I'm glad I'm a Christian.
So would you say that this is basically a fight for the survival of your family and for the things that are really important to you?
Yeah, this is a direct war on my family. There's no doubt about it. They might having this to become a borough would be equivalent to just having state officials walk into my living room and just steal my TV, my car, my bed, and my oil and my firewood. I mean, they might as well just be robbing me like any regular thief or robber, because it's the same outcome. We would lose everything and have to start all over somewhere else. And my husband's 51. I don't even know where he would get a job anywhere else.
So it's kind of like armed robbery with uniforms.
Basically.
Yeah.
That's how it feels.
Okay.
That is how it feels. That's exactly how it feels.
All right. Well, thank you for the interview. That was really good. Thank you.